Hi! It's been a few days since I've done a video on my progress, and I've been interrupted with a number of things, but I have made some progress. Yesterday was a good day. Today is Tuesday, so Monday I made some good progress. I got all the little blocks cut. I had to figure out my mounting system for putting the state cutouts onto the barn board. And I went through a process to figure that out, and I think it's going to work pretty good. So I built all of them for all the states. They're all a little bit different based on the size, you know, the aspect ratio of the state. Should work out pretty nice. And I found a way to actually put a capture pin on there so that once they're hung on there using one of the Z clips, also known as a French cleat. I won't give the French any credit for that. I'll call them Z clips. Z as in zebra. I'll have a little pin on the bottom in addition to that that'll capture it, so you can't just pull it off. You have to lift it and then take it off the pin. Hopefully that'll work. It's going to be a little tricky getting them mounted on there, but I'll figure it out. The other thing I did was work through the process of finding all the locations for the cities, and I got those all marked. So today I'm going to go through using a Forstner bit to do the recess for those, and I did a test one on a similar piece of material, so I got the depth set. Now I can go through and do all of those on the front. Then I have to drill the through hole for the screw that goes through there, the mounting screw, and then I've got to do a Forstner bit recess on the back for the head of the screw. So it's going to be tight fit on both sides, but I've got nice short little screws, M4 metric screws that should work pretty good for that. Get done with that, then I'm going to remove everything off the states and sand them thoroughly, and then do the staining. I haven't done staining in a long time. Hopefully I can get it the way I want. I know you've got to put it on and wipe it off to get let it soak in a little bit. And this is, you know, bare wood. It's the veneer on the birch plywood, so it's probably going to soak that stain in pretty fast. So I'll have to work quick at that. Otherwise, I got some more hardware in. Additional little things I need to offset the copper bus bars for the path that's going to be on there. I got those in, and another number of other fasteners that'll help put this stuff together. So I'm looking forward to getting it all done. The paint's drying on the little spacers now, and tomorrow I'll be able to start assembling those. And then it's going to be a matter of getting them placed onto the barn board if the stain is dry. And then after that, I do have to put a polyurethane finish. Actually, it's a latex finish that I'm going to put on a real matte color over the top of the stain on the states. And then I can assemble those, and that's done. Then I can hang it all up. It's been going pretty good. Having fun with the cameras. I think maybe I've got my color balance stuff figured out now. The lighting, the whole thing. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy that as well. And then all the video production work afterwards. But let's head into the shop and look at the progress I've got. And then I'll set the cameras up for some of the work I'm going to be doing today. Mostly on the drill press, and then maybe a little bit on the staining when I get going on that. But I don't want to have my hands with stain working with some of the audio video equipment. But anyway, let's head into the shop. So here in the shop, I want to show you some of the progress I've made recently. These are all the state cutouts, and I have all these little black blocks you see on here. And what they do is they're going to be mounted to the barn board itself, and on each one of them there will be a thing called a Z clip, which looks like a Z, that goes on there. Then there will be one that goes on the back of the state, and it will just click right in there, real conveniently. It hangs up. Now, what I was describing, I'm going to have a pin that goes on there as well. So this one will be on the bottom, this one will be on the top. This is on the back side now. So you'll have to have a little, the back of the state will have a little angle bracket on it, which will slide over that pin and then lock it on there, so you can't lift the bottom of it off, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do that on all of them. Virginia's a little tricky because it's skinny, so it's got a skinnier piece. So those are all finished. I'm just letting them dry for another day before I start screwing things onto them. All the copper bus bars have been bent. So I'm going to do what all of the states then today is they all have a little teeny mark on them, referencing where the city goes, a little point mark there. And I'm gonna get over here in the drill press. I've got the Forstner bit chucked up and the depth done. I've got a test for that. Should work out. So I'll be doing all of those. Here's what they are gonna look like. This is a test piece. It's the same thickness of material as that the state cutouts are. You can see it kind of sits just on the surface like that. So it'll stand up like a little mat pin, and it'll be recessed down in there. Get this guy to focus for you here, something like that. On the workbench over here right now, I've got set up, starting to do staining. So I'll get the camera set up, and maybe you can watch me do a little bit on the drill press, and then maybe a little bit of staining, and that'll be our update for this go around. Okay, it's the first state. I'm going to put the recess in for the city pin locator. It's Iowa. I'm gonna go right down the line. And I got the depth all set using a 1/2" Forstner bit. That's gonna go down about 1/8 of an inch into the 1/2" plywood. So everything's all set, double check, locked, triple checked. We should be good to go here. And I just have to eyeball it. These are not precision. They're just rough locations of the city. So here we go. We'll run right through them here. Quick check with my pin. Yeah, it looks good. It stands up just above the surface like a little ball sitting on there. Just what I'm looking for. So don't want to make it too deep. I think this will work just fine. Gotta make sure I got all the sawdust out from underneath here. Got a piece of Teflon type polypropylene sheet on here. Makes moving it around really easy, and it doesn't mar the backs up at all. Okay, let's see how this one's gonna look. Oh, perfect. You see that? Fits on there just where I want it to be. All right. And those are all drilled. Yeah, so those are gonna get another Forstner bit on the back to recess for the head of the screw. And I got to go through there first with an 11/64" bit for the clearance for the screw that goes through there. And after that, then I'll have to sand them all down, but we'll come back later and look at how they came out. Okay, I'm ready to do some staining here. I've got all of the state cutouts prepped and ready to go. They were sanded with a 400 grit paper. Then they were treated with a pre-stain conditioner. Because this is birch, you want to put that on there so it gets a more uniform coating with the stain. Otherwise it soaks in more in some areas than the other based on the grain of the wood. Then I let it dry for about a half an hour now, and then sanded them a little bit more to get the grazed grain off of there. Now they're all ready to go. This is something new for me, so I've got the stain here. It's ready to go. I've got to mix it up a little bit, and we're just going to let the video run while I go ahead and do this. Hopefully no surprises. I know I've got to put it on and give it about a minute and wipe it off. So I've got some rags here. Hopefully I got enough rags to do this. I'm going to do the backs of them as well, so I'm going to do front and back. I think I'll do the backs. I think I should do all the backs first, lay them down, let that kind of sit there, you know, wipe them off, and then come back and do the fronts. I'll do it that way. Because I'm not so worried about the back. It's just that I don't want to have them left the bright light color, this very light color wood, the birch. This is a thicker stain. This is a water-based wood stain. Of course, it has fast drying in the title of it. I'll give you a peek of what that looks like. Okay. All right, that's the back. Virginia, this is the back. think we got what we're gonna get. All right, so